This conference will now be recorded.
And share my screen. Okay. I think everyone is able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So before starting today's session, I just want to know, can anyone tell what is testing? What is the difference between the manual testing and the automation testing?
Yeah, like testing is to identify defects in the program. Manual testing, we used to write manually the test cases, and automation, we need some tool to write the test cases. Everything.
Yes. Any other answers? Okay. So whenever we are developing some software application, okay, before making that application available to the end users, okay, so we need to test all the functionalities if they are working as per the client expectations or not, correct? So in order to know if all the functionalities are working as per the client expectations or not, we have to test it. Now, coming to the testing, testing is of two types. Either you can do it manually or automation. Okay. So what happens in the manual testing? Let me take a simple example. If you consider the login scenario, so what all the actions we need to perform for the login scenario to test the login functionality? We have to navigate to the login page and then we have to enter the email ID or username and password, then hit the login button. Okay. And also, like, whenever we are giving the correct credentials and hit the login button, we should be able to navigate to the home page. Okay. Or how the application is designed. And when we enter some incorrect credentials, okay, then some error message should be seen, like please, the credentials entered are incorrect, something like that. Your username is not valid or password is incorrect, something like that. Okay. So in the manual testing, we manually go and enter the test data. Test data in the sense of whatever the username we are entering or whatever the password we are entering. Okay. So all the actions what we have discussed now, to navigate to the login page, to enter the username, to enter the password into the password field. Okay. Let me show you. If you see here, this is a demo web shop application. Okay, I will discuss about this in some time. Now we have navigated to this login page, and here we have to enter the email ID, password, and login button. Uh, in the manual testing, we will manually enter all these details and hit this login button, and we will manually validate if application is working as per the expectation or not. Okay, but when it comes to the automation testing, in the automation testing also we will perform the same actions, but using the tool help. Okay, so we have to instruct the automation tool to go and enter the email ID in so and so field. Okay, now here in the automation testing, the tool should not enter the email ID in this field, in this password field. It has to enter the email ID in this field only. Correct. And the password in this password field, after entering these two details, it has to hit the login button and validate if user is able to navigate to the home page on giving the correct credentials, or if suppose if we are giving the incorrect credentials, then the error message is seen or not. Okay, so these validations we will do using the tool help. Okay, everyone understood the difference between the manual testing and the automation testing? Any doubt still here? Okay, so now this course is this course is about discussing the Tosca automation tool. Okay, we have different types of automation tools like Selenium we have, okay, UFT, Tosca, all and Cucumber. So many automation tools we have. Okay, now coming to the Tosca automation tool. Tosca automation tool is designed by the Tricentis people. Okay, and it is a German company, and Tricentis people only has developed this demo web shop application. Okay, to practice the Tosca concepts. This is a dummy shopping website. Okay, so throughout this course, I'll be demonstrating using this demo web shop application only. Okay, and now what are the advantages of using the Tosca automation tool? So, if you have idea about uh, other automation tools, we will be writing some code, correct? If you consider the Selenium, you can write in Java or Python. Okay, and if you see the Cucumber, you need to know Java. Okay, so in the remaining automation tools, you will be performing, like you will be writing the automation scripts in some code. Okay, but when it comes to the Tosca automation tool, it is a scriptless automation tool. You need not write any code here. Okay, so that is why it is the best choice to choose this Tosca automation tool for the beginners. Okay, so that without the coding knowledge, you will understand all the automation concepts. So here everything will be the drag and drop only. Okay, now if we talk specifically about the automation testing, okay, automation testing has two phases. So first one is the identification phase. Okay, and second one is the actions phase. So what is this identification phase and what is this actions phase? Can anyone answer? Okay. If you consider this example only, so how will Tosca or any automation tool identify this is the text box to enter the email field, email address? So for that, the automation tool has to identify this text box. Okay, so in this page there are multiple text boxes here. This one, two, three, four. Okay, so how that automation tool will identify this is the only text box where it has to enter the email ID, and this is the only text box where it has to enter the password. So for that, it has to identify that email ID text box. Okay. So that is where the identification phase takes place. Okay. It has to identify the correct text box to enter the email ID. It has to identify the correct text box to enter the password. Okay. That is where the identification phase takes place. And now, once it identifies any element, okay, when I say element, it can be this text box or this login button or these links, anything. Okay, all these things we call it as elements. Okay, and once it identifies the elements, then it has to perform some action on the identified elements. Correct. All those actions depends on the type of elements we are identifying. If you are identifying something input box, then you will enter some data into that. Okay, if you are identifying some buttons, you have to perform click action on those buttons. Correct. If you identify some links, you will have to perform click action on these links. Okay, so all these actions come into the second phase, that is the actions phase. Okay, this is how the automation testing is divided. One is the identification phase and another one is the actions phase. Now, when you consider a web application, all the web applications will be having the DOM structure. Okay, so what is this DOM structure? DOM structure contains the HTML code. Okay, HTML code of this page. So every web application will be having the DOM structure, and DOM structure contains the HTML code. Okay, yes, some keywords are not working. Okay, so now coming to and when you see a web application, what type of elements you will be able to see? Can anyone answer? What type of elements are you seeing in this current page? We will be able to see links. This is a link actually. Okay, and text boxes, buttons, radio buttons, and sometimes we will see check boxes, drop downs. All these are the elements we will be able to see in the web application. Okay, now let me show you like one simple example how you can actually perform automation without coding in Tosca. So once you install the Tosca, this is the view you will be able to see. Okay, this is the Tosca commander where we actually work. Okay, so about this, Tosca has different types of components that we will discuss in the later sessions. Okay, and now in the Tosca commander, you have different sections here: module section, test case section, requirements, test case design, execution, configuration, scratchbook. Okay, so we will discuss all these sections in the later classes. Okay, so now coming to the module section, what is the purpose of this module section in Tosca. So as we discussed, like automation testing has two phases. One is the identification, second one is the actions phase. Correct. So this identification phase in Tosca is done in the module section. Okay. And this actions phase, once we identify the elements, we have to perform some actions. Correct. And this actions phase is done using the test case section. Okay. So now let me show you how we can actually perform the automation without coding. So first we will create a folder. In order to create the folder in the module section, just right click. Here you have create folder icon. Okay. This one we will call it as mini toolbar. Okay. This mini toolbar will have all the icons. If you mouse over, it will show what is that icon for. And this is for creating a new folder. Click on this create folder. Okay, and name it as demo web shop, because we are automating the demo web shop application. Okay, now first we have to, like what we have discussed, this module section is for the identifying the elements. Correct. How will you identify the elements? Right click on this module folder. Here you have an option to scan. Okay, click on scan and click on application. Once you click on scan and click on application, now what happens? An Xscan window opens. Okay, so in that Xscan window, it displays all the applications, okay, that are opened in our system. See here, you can see this is an Xscan window. Okay, and here it is displaying all the applications that are opened in my system. And here we have to choose the application that we would like to automate. Okay, so this is the demo web shop application that we would like to automate. So just you can either double click on this or just select this one and click on scan. Choose the application that you need to automate and click on scan, or else you can directly double click on this application. Okay, click on scan. And now what happens? This Xscan window will display all the elements that are present on this page. Okay, if you see here, register element, login element, and shopping cart, wish list. Okay, all these elements, this search button, this text box, it is naming as queue. Okay, all these buttons it is displaying all the elements on the page. So now what happen, we can remove this filter. Okay, by default this filter line will set to here. Just remove this filter. You have an option here, select on screen, in order to choose the elements that you wanted to perform automation. Okay, so click select on screen, and now choose the elements. Okay, so now I've chosen these two elements, and once you are done choosing the elements, come back to the Xscan window. This window we'll call it as Xscan window. Okay, and unselect this, select on screen. Now if you click on this register element, on the right hand side you will see its HTML properties. Okay, so click on this register element. See here, technical properties it is displaying, right? This is the HTML properties. Okay, so by default, Tosca will select some properties. Okay, So now here Tosca has selected inner text and tag property. Okay, with this inner text and tag property, your register element is identified as unique. See, whenever some element is identified unique with the properties that are selected here, it will display as the selected item is unique. Okay, so these are the two properties by default it got selected, and your element is identified as unique. Then you need not change any properties here to identify it unique. And what is the purpose of identifying some element as unique? Can anyone answer? What is the purpose of identifying some element as unique?
To work on particular element.
Yes, correct. Okay. So if you see here in this page, we have so many elements, and what action we want to perform is, okay, we have to perform click action on this register element. Okay, so now Tosca has to identify where is this register element located on this page. Okay, you have so many elements. How Tosca will identify that this is the register element and this is the login element? How Tosca identifies? Using its HTML properties. As I told, every web application will be having the DOM structure. What is the DOM structure? DOM structure contains the HTML properties of each and every element. Okay, now what is this Xscan window it has done? If you It has displayed the elements that are present on the page, and if you click on this element on the right hand side, it is showing its HTML properties. Okay, using those HTML properties, we are trying to identify the element unique. So when I say trying to identify the element unique, that means no other element should match with this property values. Okay, there should be only one element identified with this property values, like with the inner text property value as registered and with the tag property value as A. With this combination, there should be only one element, so that Tosca will identify that register element. Okay, using its properties. Now, with the properties you have selected, okay, if multiple elements are matching, let's say suppose I will uncheck this inner text property and I have only tag A property is selected. Tag A means it is a link. Okay. So if you consider in this page, in the current page that is open, there are so many links. This register is a link, this login is a link, this shopping cart is a link, this wish list is a link, and this books, computers, electronics, all these are the links. For all the links, the tag value will be A only. Okay. If you are trying to identify this register element with the tag value as A, how will Tosca know that you wanted to perform click action on this element only? Because with the tag value as A, there are multiple elements on this page matching. Okay, so that is the reason whenever you are trying to identify some element, okay, using its properties, with that property combination, your element should be unique. Only then Tosca will identify that element. Okay, so if you see here login, even for this login also tag value is A. Okay, and for register also tag value is A. So you have to select some other property in order to differentiate register and login. Okay, so what is that property which is differentiating this register element and the login element? That is the inner text property. Okay, there will be some other properties as well, like class name. Okay, so how we have to choose these properties, or what all the properties we have to select, that we will discuss in the later class. Okay, since it is a demo session, I'm just explaining it in the high level. So now here, inner text property for this login element is login, and inner text property for this register element is register. So that is the reason. The property value for the inner text is differing for these two elements, register and login. So now I will select this inner text property. So with inner text property value as register and tag property value as A, there is only one element on this page, that is this register element. That is how Tosca identifies the element using the HTML properties. Always make sure whenever you are choosing some properties, okay, some property combinations here, your element should get identified unique. And how will you know that your element is identified unique? Here you can see a green color message. The selected item is unique. Now, if I uncheck this inner text property, this register element is not unique because multiple elements is having tag value as A. So that is the reason this is highlighted in the orange color, and see the message, the selected item is not unique. That means you have to select some other property in order to identify this element unique. Okay, let me select this inner text property. Yeah. So now you have identified the elements unique, and once you are done, click on the save button here. Okay, and close this Xscan window. Any doubts still here? Hello? No doubts? Okay. So once we save that Xscan window, go back to the Tosca commander. As I said, this is the Tosca commander. Okay, go back to the Tosca commander, and if you see under this module folder, a new module got created. Okay, and if we want to save this new module that is created, just click on save here. Okay, now the identification phase is done. So we have identified two elements with the HTML properties. Now what we have to do, go to the test case section, and what did we discuss? What is the use of this test case section? To perform the actions, correct? So right click on this test case folder. Here in the mini toolbar you have an icon to create folder. Okay, here I will name it as demo web shop. And now right click on this folder. This green color icon is there, right? This one, create test case. Okay, click on create test case, and here we have to drag and drop this module onto this test case. Whenever you want to perform some action on the element, first of all identify in which module that element is present. Okay, now drag that module and drop on this test case. Okay, now a test step will get created. This is the test step. And now what we wanted to perform, we wanted to perform click action on this register element. Okay, so here in the value column, okay, you have a drop down here. Click on this drop down, choose click action. Okay, let me right click, and then once you right click on this test case, you have an icon, like you have an option run in scratchbook, or else shortcut is F6. Okay, just click on this run in scratchbook. Now you will see it will perform click action on that register element. See, it is clicking on that register element. Some hand icon you are able to see, right? And yeah, go back to the Tosca commander. In the scratchbook, you can see the results. Since our test step is passed, that is the reason you can see here green color tick icon. That means it is passed. Okay. So this is how we will perform automation without coding in Tosca. Yes, any doubts you have? Yeah, now you can ask me your doubts if you have.
Ma'am, currently are there openings on Tosca?
Yes, we do have so many, because like
Okay.
I'm seeing so many applications, they are migrating from other automation tool to Tosca.
Okay. Do we need to learn manual testing before going to Tosca, or we can directly learn Tosca?
See, if you know the manual testing, it will be an added advantage for you. Okay. And even
Okay.
if you are like if you don't have any experience on the manual testing, still that is fine. Okay.
Okay. So what are
Like now
the packages currently running on this Tosca, ma'am?
it again
Hello.
depends on the experience. Okay. If you
Okay.
have some 3 years of experience, then you can ask
Yeah.
for 10 lakh package. If you have some 4 years, then 13 lakh package, something like that. But you have good packages for Tosca.
Okay. So how many days this course is going to be, ma'am?
This course is 1 month.
1 month. Okay.
1 month. Okay, only the weekdays, Saturday, Sunday, we will not be having the class. And every day class I'll record and I'll upload it to your drive.
At what time the class will be, ma'am?
Timing, it is yet to decide. Mostly it will be from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning, or it will be from 8 to 9.
Okay.
In
And
these
also
two
the
timings
fee
only.
for the course.
Fees details and all you can discuss with Pradeep.
Okay.
And from Pradeep, you can even get the course content as well. Okay.
Okay.
In the course, in
Okay.
that course content, API testing is not included, but yeah, this course will cover even the API testing using the Tosca. Yes. Any other questions you have?
Yes, Ruti. Actually, Tosca is not providing any trial versions right nowadays.
No, you have trial version.
How can we install Tosca? I've tried
So, oh,
many times.
yeah, I will help you with the Tosca, and yeah, Tosca is a licensed tool, but then you can have the trial version. Okay. And once I get the confirmation status from you all, Okay, then I will help you with the Tosca downloading and installation and then with the license as well.
Okay. For suppose if a person have manual testing experience around 3 to 4 years, can we move directly to Tosca without any
Yes.
certifications? But
No, once you finish the course, no, you will be able to do multiple certifications like AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, AE1, and Tosca API. All these certifications you will be able to do
with this course, can we
with this
like
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
And
One
as
month
I said,
is yes.
yeah,
yes, Vamshi, go ahead.
Uh, 1 month is sufficient time will be enough. Only you are telling that 30 days.
Yes,
Is
1 month is enough.
okay. Okay.
And as I said, yeah, just give me a minute. As I said, like here we do not have anything to code, so it will be very good for the beginners to start with the automation testing.
okay.
That is what you are
Actually,
asking, right, Anusha? Like you are currently working in the manual testing and directly can you shift to Tosca? Yes, this will be the good option for you.
okay.
Yeah, Vamshi, something you are asking?
actually, if we take separate course like manual testing, automation, API, it will be the separate coaching courses. What is that separate and this Tosca will be covering all the things in that. What is the difference?
See, as you mentioned in the separate course, they will be giving the training on the manual testing as well. Okay, but this course we will be training in the Tosca automation tool perspective. Okay, so once you
Okay.
understand the automation concepts, there is nothing more to understand the manual testing. Okay, whatever, like in the starting only I've told, right, what is the difference between the manual testing and the automation testing. Whatever steps, sequence of steps you are performing in the manual testing, the same sequence of steps you will perform in the automation testing, but with some tool help. In the manual you will do it manually. Okay, here in the automation testing, you will instruct the tool to go and enter the ID in the email ID input field, to go and enter the password in the password input field, and then click on the login button. The same steps only you will perform in the manual testing.
Okay. No, I have another question regarding not manuals. Automation Selenium with Java. What is that? This one and that. What we can understand as per that.
See, sir, there are multiple automation tools. Okay, like one automation tool is Selenium. And in the Selenium, you have to write the code either in the Java language or in the Python language. Okay. Tosca is another automation tool. You can perform automation with any automation tool. Understood?
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
You told that, but
And
by using Selenium, we can write code from by Java or Python. Again, by using Tosca, by using same thing will be happen in the also Tosca. Um,
no, in
uh,
Tosca, you need not write any code.
okay, okay, okay.
That is what I have shown you, right? Clicking on the
Yes,
register, this register link. Here we did not
yes.
write any code, no. We have just identified that register element in a module and we just
Okay,
dragged and dropped this module onto a test case and you have, like you want to perform click action, so you have given it as click. And when you
okay,
run, this has clicked on this register element.
okay,
But
Clear.
in
okay,
Selenium, you have to uh, write in the code either in
okay.
Java or Python.
Okay. Here there is no
Here we do not
programming
have
language.
any code. Yes,
No
correct.
need the
And that
program.
is the reason I'm stressing like this will be the best tool for you to start with the automation testing.
Okay, automation, Tosca, auto that we what we can call like Tosca automation.
Tosca automation testing.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Tosca automation testing.
I don't have any experience in IT, even in manual testing. Is it possible to learn Tosca in just 30 days?
Yes, it is possible. Like, see, you have to go through the recordings, and what I can say is, after finishing each and every topic, no, I'll be giving you the tasks, okay,
Okay.
to do based on the interview point of view. If you do all these tasks, it will be very easy for you to clear the interviews, because by doing these tasks, you will get some hands on the Tosca automation tool. Okay, when you have hands on, no, to explain it without having the hands on to explain it, it will not be that easy for you. But when you get good hands on the automation tool, okay, you
Mhm.
will have good hold on this, and you will be able to explain it clearly in the interviews. Okay, so that is the reason whenever I give some task, please try to do it, try to complete it in time. Okay, if you get any doubts, you can ask me in the next day's class. Okay,
Okay.
I'll ask you to share your screen
Even
and
after
I'll
30
help you with
days,
it.
if I have any questions or doubts, can I ask you?
You, yeah, yeah, you can always approach me.
Okay.
Even before the day of
Ma'am, I
your
fin
interview, also you can contact me and we can have the mock interview.
Ma'am, I have
Uh,
finished my
I have
graduation in
another question.
2016. And will they hire me as a fresher if I apply now?
Yes. So nowadays, what is happening? Some of the companies, they are not seeing this gap. So you
Yeah,
can
Okay.
apply it as a fresher as well.
once I get into the project, if I need any help, can someone help me?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. We can help.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm. Yes. Any other questions you guys have?
Ma'am, do we get assistance uh, after the course, like applying for
Yes.
job, preparing resume?
Yeah, I will help you with that. Okay. Even after the course, also you can contact me for any of your doubts or any of your help. Yeah, if you require any help from the Tosca perspective. Okay. In the resume creation, I will send you the sample resumes. Based on that, you can create your resume. And yeah, before the day of the interview, if you want some mock interview kind of thing, we can do it. Okay. And yeah, at last of this course, I will be have like asking you the interview questions as well. Okay, we will have one session on that interview questions after completing all the topics. Okay, I will give you 1 to 2 days of time. Okay, to prepare, and then one day I'll ask you all the interview questions. Okay, you if you anyways the class will be recorded, or else if you want you can note it down and prepare. But I'm telling you, whatever tasks I'm giving after finishing each and every topic, please try to do that. Okay, that will help you a
Now,
lot
are
in
you
the
going to
interviews.
cover, ma'am, are you going to
Yes,
cover this functional, regressional, and API testing in this course?
API testing I'll be covering, but manual testing there is
Not manual,
nothing new. Then
regressional, functional. As I can see in
see,
some of the job descriptions are now pretty.
yeah,
As
first
I've
of
seen
all,
these
what
terms
is
on
a
Tosca.
regression testing?
I have no idea,
Shrikant,
but I've just
yeah,
gone through
that will,
the job descriptions
yeah,
on
that will be covered.
Naukri. Yeah.
That will be covered, Shrikant.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
in
Yes. Do we have any openings like total overall experience is manual testing on 4 years and no relevant experience on Tosca? Do they have any openings like that? Do we have?
no, not only in Tosca, in any other technology, if you tell like you don't have hands-on experience and you have hands-on experience on some other areas, no, they will not consider. At least minimum 2 years of experience you have to put it in Tosca.
How can we how can we mention we don't have any experience in Tosca? Actually, I have experience in manual testing for 3 years. Now I want to shift to Tosca. How can I mention in my resume
See, see,
yeah.
from their perspective, how well they think like you don't have any experience. If you tell like you don't have any experience in Tosca, then they will think why should I hire this girl when I get some other person who has experience on Tosca. Again, they have to train you on Tosca, right? So that is the reason they will not consider your profile. Okay, if you want to get calls on Tosca, then at minimum 2 years of experience you have to put it in your resume. Anyways, you are getting this course and you will get a hands-on experience on Tosca. You will be able to manage it easily. Okay, but if you tell like you don't have any experience in Tosca and now you are looking for the Tosca automation role, no, you will not get the calls.
Okay, minimum 2 years is required for Tosca, right?
Minimum 2 years of experience is required.
Okay.
When you are trying it as a fresher, that is another scenario.
Hmm.
Okay, but when you are trying as an experienced, then you have to tell like you have experience on Tosca.
Okay.
Freshers,
Will you provide
they know
like a task?
freshers will not have any experience.
Yeah. Will you provide any projects like some sample projects for practice or to mention in resume at last?
Yeah, that is what I will like me and Pradeep also, we will forward you few sample resumes. Okay, Tosca profile resumes only. You can pick one of the project and add it in your resume.
Okay.
Others, any questions?
Yeah, during this course, whether we will get an opportunity to work in the live project, like sample project,
Live project in the sense?
like sample projects, like any assignments kind of thing, the real time.
Example, we can real time project.
Yeah, real time projects or
See,
any sample.
you can work on this demo webshop application.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, or else you can choose some other applications
Mm-hmm.
like Facebook or Amazon, something like that. All the real time projects, like what you are working in the demo webshop application, how you are doing the same thing, only you will do it in the
Mm-hmm.
real time projects as well.
Okay. So, like you mentioned
Okay,
that you will give some tasks during the class. So the task means in the sense this applications, right? The web page.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. And also, do you provide any certification after this course, end of the course? Certificate.
Certification, see, if we need to write your certifications again, it will be paid. Okay,
Okay.
so you have to talk with Pradeep on that.
Okay. So the Tosca will work on MacBook, so whether we can use Tosca on MacBook or.
I don't think so it will work on the MacBook. If you have any Windows,
Windows.
download it in Windows. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ma'am, will the companies hire us purely on Tosca, or they will ask any other technologies as well with this?
See, whatever things you are putting in your profile, okay, if you tell like you have um, like you have worked around 1 year on manual testing, then definitely one or two questions they will ask you in the manual testing. Okay,
So,
so in the manual testing questions you can get it online. Okay, if you just prepare, that will be more than enough for you. Okay, like they will
o-
ask you what is this regression testing, what is smoke testing, what is sanity testing. All these are the theoretical questions. Okay, and defect life cycle.
okay,
Yeah, whatever you are adding it in your resume, make sure you are aware of those things. Okay, at least have uh, some knowledge to some extent. Okay, basic knowledge.
Yeah, suppose I am very much new in this